Makeup and skincare I'm loving. Hi, I'm Laura Ray. I have products to share with you today I think are wonderful. Most of them are very affordable. A couple of them are mid-priced, but I wanted to share them with you because I think they're worth a try. Let's start first with lips. I wanted to wear an old favorite today. I repurchased it because they actually are carrying it more at Ulta, and I saw it. It's the Milani lipstick, their cream lipstick in Nude Cream. This is just such a favorite of mine because it's one of those shades that just goes with everything. Today I'm wearing red plaid, and the reason I'm wearing it is in honor of my mother. She passed a week ago today, and today is my school picture day. And actually, I have something to tell you I haven't shared, that it will be my last picture day. I'm retiring at the end of this school year after 30 years, I can't believe it, as a public school teacher. So I've taught all those years in elementary age. I've loved every minute of it, but I am excited about retiring. And this will be my last school picture. And I thought how appropriate for it to be in a plaid shirt, because that's what my mother loved so much. Her whole closet almost was plaid. And so actually I'm wearing one of her shirts today that she gave me before she passed. So today I thought this lipstick is perfect. My mom also loved like a soft nudie pink, and that's a color she wore more recently. So I thought this was perfect. I've paired the lipstick with this lip liner from BK Beauty. I love their lip liners. I rave about them all the time. This is the shade Pink Lady, but you can really change the lipstick shade, the look of this Nude Cream from Milani, depending on whatever lip liner you have. It will change the look of it. I've used this lipstick with more of a brown liner, mauve, just many different shades. And as long as you blend the edges, I took my concealer brush from Delium. This is the 936, and it's a flat brush, and I've just sort of blended in the edges like this and blended in the sides so it looked more cohesive. But this is an all-time favorite of mine, this lipstick, and I love it paired with this liner. I'm such a fan of the Tula stick, the under eye stick. I love it. I have two of them actually, and they're great for hydration and giving a bright look when you're tired. It sort of brightens you up. I wanted to try this one from the same because it looked very similar. Now it does have a scent to it, so I want to tell you that, but the minute you put it on, it dissipates. You really don't smell it. I'm very sensitive. I've talked about that many times to fragrance, and I stay away from it most of the time, but this was not off-putting once it was on the skin. I like how these sticks have this cool feel to them, but that goes away too. Right now, I'm not feeling anything on my skin, but it gives a beautiful brightness in the under eye, an area that would be hard to put a regular highlighter on. So I like to put it on my bare face, but you can go over your makeup with it like this and just go softly across the skin. Pat it in. It really sinks in on its own. It feels like the texture of water. It's just so lightweight. But I really like this. So if you're looking for something more affordable than the Tula stick, I think this is a great pick. I've used goat's milk for a long time in various forms, in a soap and creams. This is one that I found that's made here in the USA, actually made in Virginia, and it's called Goat Milk Body Butter. And it is so rich. Now, this is a black raspberry vanilla. Look at the texture of this cream. It is very thick, and I love it for my arms, legs. The fragrance, again, is so light, but look at how thick that is. And as we approach these cooler months, I don't know about you, but even with a little change in weather, I do notice a slight difference in my skin, the skin of my arms, legs. And what I love about this is a fragrance that I seem to be able to tolerate. And most I can't. A lot of these body butters from Bath and Body Works, from other places, are just too heavily fragranced for me. But I think this is wonderful. I love supporting this business right here in the USA, more of a family business. I love when I find those. So this is one I will definitely repurchase. I've talked a lot about the lipstick from Olac. This is a company I found a few months ago. Their lipsticks are just so beautiful, creamy. I'm just loving them. Well, I wanted to try their eyebrow palette because I had the one from Milani that I wish they would bring back that has the 2 shades of brow powder, and then it also had a highlighter shade in that. And most of the time when I do see it on Amazon now, it's like $35 when it used to be something that ran around $10 when it was out on the market. This one has in it a brow cream and a powder. Now, I bought the shade Blonde. It's actually, they call it Golden Blonde, and I thought it was a perfect match for my brows. I don't want my brows to look too heavy. It makes my eyes overall look heavier. So when I can, I try to go with a lighter brow product. This blended nicely with my brows. I especially love the brow cream. I've talked so much about cream eyeshadow, especially sticks. I've mentioned the ones from e.l.f. that are very affordable. The Milani are fantastic. But I wanted to try one from Rare Beauty because I've heard so many people raving about them. I knew you'd be interested too, and I am loving this stick. I chose the shade Integrity because I thought it would work perfectly on the mobile lid. It's got such a gorgeous shade to it that's sort of hard to find. And often, if I'm going to spend more money, I want something, a shade that is maybe a little more difficult to find in the drugstore. What I think is interesting is I went very lightly on the mobile lid. And what I did to use only one shade is I just went over it more in the crease, and the shade deepened on its own. So I was able to add more like this and get a look that looked like I was wearing 2 different shades, but I'm only wearing this one. Now, I like to take my Angie brush, this is the Angie 503, and just blend out the edges. And one thing I love about this pencil, it gives you time to work. Some of the more affordable pencils either wear off quickly or they dry quick. They dry down very quickly and they're hard to blend. This one seemed to give me plenty of time to work with it. It went across the eye very smoothly, just real smooth and creamy. Too creamy is not good because then it slides off your eye, but this one from Rare Beauty, they seem to have found the perfect mix. There are so many colorful eyeliners out, and that's a great way to go if you don't want a lot of color on the lid. So I'm loving this one from L'Oreal. It's their Infallible, and this is emerald green. I also bought a blue one I'll show you in another video. But I love green. I have hazel eyes like many of you, and it really brings out the green in the eyes. I think this would look good on any eye color. It's going to look amazing on brown eyes especially. I think dark brown eyes with the emerald green will really pop. But I think it looks amazing for blue too, because think that green and blue, a lot of people that have blue eyes have some green to them. So this also has a sharpener on the end, a little sponge to blend it out and smoke it out, but it glides on smoothly on the eyes, and I think this shade is so beautiful. I saw this a couple of months ago, and to me, I thought that is the craziest packaging. It really looked interesting, so I had to buy it. I had to try it because so many of you love MAC, and you have a long-running history with MAC, and for them to come out with a new product is pretty exciting. It's their Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen. There were a few days I didn't have foundation with me, and I had this, and I thought, well, I'll try it and see if it really works all over. I loved it. It just seemed to be a good amount of coverage, yet thin. Because this is also like a concealer too, I love how this works all over my face, but gives a stronger pigment, better coverage. So it covers great around the sides of my nose, the under eyes, little spots I have on the face that need covered, yet it's so thin. Now, I know the way that I apply this is a little bit different, but think about it. I'm using the little paw brush from Angie Hot and Flashy, the 506. And the thing is, if you think about some of these makeup artists, like I've seen Princess Diana's artists do makeup, they work in very small sections. They don't go all over the face quickly. They'll take a little bit at a time. I've seen Lisa Eldridge do that too, where she just works a very small section. Well, this brush is perfect for that. I will just put some on and start patting into the face. I love the look that this gives. It's so long lasting. So looking back, I'm so happy I purchased this, even though it's pricier. I think it's worth every penny. I purchased this blush. I've never bought anything from this brand. It's called Poppy, and this shade is pretty in pink. And the reason I purchased it is people were saying online it was a dupe for the Dior. I have the Dior, and I would have to say these look so similar. It's one of these bright pink blushes, but when you put it on the skin, it looks very natural. So I love it for just giving a pop of color, but not being over the top. I usually like to make my eyes the focus, or lips, not so much the cheeks. I like the cheeks to be soft and really not noticed, but just look healthy. And this blush does that, and it's so much more affordable. I pulled out my Revlon Skin Lights for a highlighter. This is such a beautiful product. It goes on easily, gives a nice glow to the skin. It's not over the top. It's not glittery. I just think this is perfect for mature skin. A little highlighter can really just brighten the face. I put a little in the Cupid's bow. I tapped it under the brow here, a little dot on the top of the nose, the bridge. But this is such a great highlighter. There's so many out there now that this one gets overlooked, and I really think it shouldn't. One other thing I've mentioned recently is this IKT wax stick. If you're like me and you deal sometimes with frizz or hair that's not controllable, or if you want to put a little in the bangs, what I did here was you just push up this stick. It's a huge stick, and you can go right on the hair like that, and then just shape it the way you want. So if you want a little lift in your bangs, or you see you have unruly hair. I've got a lot of that because I have a lot of gray that has a mind of its own. And I can just put this on and tame it right down. This is so affordable. It's so inexpensive. I think it ran me about $6, if that, and it's going to last forever. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. It's free if you're not a subscriber. So many people watch that don't subscribe. If you hit the notification button, then you'll also get my community posts. When I see deals and things, I love to post them there. There's going to be a lot of deals coming up with the holidays coming. Also, I will post things going on in my life during the week that I want to share with you, because we have such an amazing and beautiful community here. Everything's in the description of the video. As always, the links for the products I used today. Thank you for supporting my channel. I couldn't do this without all of you. Love you so much. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you soon.